Good morning. Welcome to our Monday morning meditation. So glad to have you here. And this morning I wanted to focus on something that's a little bit more, I'm going to say complex. Maybe it won't be for some of you, but I think from what we usually talk about, it's a little more subtle than what we normally do on Monday morning meditations. But I kind of like to go with whatever is going on in my world because that's easy to talk about, right? And one of the benefits of meditation that was standing out to me this morning was the exercise of being in the present moment that meditation brings to us. When we're meditating, we are having a very focused time of being present, just being with ourselves, noticing what's happening in the body, noticing the thoughts going on in the mind, and bringing our thoughts back to a focus, whether it's our breath, our center, an affirmation. And when we do our healing work, getting rid of old beliefs that no longer serve us, if we have a forgiveness need to take care of in our lives, any kind of work that's bringing up emotion that needs to be processed and dealt with and released, there's a moment as we're releasing where our mind-body system, if you will, and even even more, there's an attachment there to our emotional bodies that that we're having to let go of, even though we know it's good for us to let go of an old pattern or letting go of resentment towards someone or resentment towards ourselves. We do that work and we let go. And there's something that my spiritual teacher, Jane Elizabeth Hart of Center for Enlightenment, calls second force. There's a second force that comes up. We do the work, and that's our investing in the new perspective. And then we get it. It feels so good. And it's just like, oh my gosh, of course I'm going to do this. Of course I'm going to forgive. Of course I'm going to let this go. Of course I'm going to stop criticizing myself. Whatever it is that we're trying to let go of. And it feels so good to do that work. But then there's something that's called second force, and it's all the attachment that doesn't quite want to let go yet. And even though we just realized that we do need to let that go, and it is something that that is positive for us to let go, there's still a habit, if you will, in our mind-body system that is saying, well, I want to let this go. I've had this for a long time. I know who I am with it. I know who I am if I am eating whatever I want. I know who I am if I have anger towards this person. I know I'm protected, or I know who I am if I'm criticizing myself, because how else am I going to change? How else am I going to grow if I'm not criticizing myself and giving myself negative feedback? It's motivating. Not really, right? Not maybe for a minute, and then it just feels oppressive. But whatever it is that we're releasing has that identity in our awareness. And so we do the work. It feels so good. It's like, oh my gosh, of course I'm going to let this go. It is the best thing ever. And then that second force comes in and goes, no, I'm not. And it wants us to behave in the old way that we've been behaving. And that's when our meditation practice comes in most handy, because we can see that, we can be aware, okay, oh wow, there's that part of me that still wants to hold on, but there's more of us now that wants to let go. We have a foot and a half in on the side of release, and there's just this half foot in there that is wanting to stay in the door, if you will, stay in the room, the old room of behavior. And if we can just see that and go, okay, I understand, and it doesn't know It's like, I don't know, it's scary to let go of both feet in there. What's going to happen? And who am I going to be without this? And, it can say all sorts of things, or it can just feel like, can make us feel kind of irritable because we want to let go of something that it doesn't want to let go of. If you think of it as a mind-body system habit, emotional habit that doesn't want to be released. So we just notice that and just say, okay, I'm just for now, I'm going to let it go. I don't know what I'm going to be like when I let this go. I don't know what I'm going to be like if I'm not angry towards somebody. I don't know what I'm going to be like if I let go of this pattern of behavior that is ingrained in my system that has been familiar. And there's an identity around that. I don't know what I'm going to be like when I let that go, but just for now, I can. And for anybody who's familiar with the 12-step process, they have there's that perspective of one day at a time. Just today, I'm not going to drink. Today, I'm not going to use fill in the blank. Just for today, I'm not going to do this. And we're going to take that even to smaller increments. And just for now, just for this moment, I'm not going to indulge in that old behavior. Just for this moment, I'm going to let that go and try that on. And that slowly but surely helps to open up the rest of that space for that new perspective that we're working toward. We've done our journaling, we've done our forgiveness, and we're working towards that new perspective. And those moments, those micro moments, just are enough. Micro moment after micro moment, allow that new awareness to be planted, to take root within us. And then there's just less and less room. So we've got to have more of our intention planted within us than we do the resistance that's holding on. And we do that moment by moment. And so that's where our meditation time helps us throughout the day, because maybe it's easy to set it aside for half an hour once a week. But when we're changing behavior, when we're changing perspectives and attitudes and those emotional things that we've been holding on to versus behavioral things, behavioral is almost easier because I can sit on my hands and not bite my fingernails, but my mind is still going. And so our mind takes more attention as we're changing these things. And we want to put our attention on the new behavior and release it from the old behavior. And we do that moment by moment. I am letting this go just for now. So I invite you for today to think about if you have something that you're looking to let go of. And this can be a behavior that you're working with, or it can be an emotional perspective. Let's put it that way, an emotional perspective. And sometimes it can even look like, I want things to turn out like this, or I need to stop doing this to myself, or I know I'm carrying this expectation or unforgiveness about this other person, and I know I need to let it go. Something along those lines, or I don't like how somebody is treating me, or I don't like how I'm treating somebody else, and I just can't help myself, or any number of human nature situations can be part of this, where we're going, okay, but just for now, I'm letting it go. And in those now moments, we can be open to, I don't know what it looks like to not do these things. I don't know. I have no idea what it looks like not to, not to criticize myself. Let's use that one, because we all do that. I don't know what it's like to not criticize myself, but just for now, I'm going to not do that and see what happens. So it's a little bit of an experiment, a little bit of just protecting that opening that we're creating in that center of us, that where all of that beautiful healing work resides, and not just resides, but happens. It's a dynamic process, always moving us forward and moving us more and more inclusiveness of ourselves, more acceptance of ourselves, and that just extends to anybody around us. It extends in our world as we do that work. So just for now, we're protecting that space from the old behavior. We're identifying the old behavior and protecting our space from it. So hopefully that makes sense. So let's practice protecting our space right now. I invite you, if you're not already comfortable in your space where you are, your chair, your bed, whatever you're sitting in, your floor, just for now, we're going to let our bodies relax and melt into the physical space we're sitting in. We can take a couple of deep breaths to help that relaxation process in the body melting into the chair. And as the breathing returns to its natural rate, allow it to come from the diaphragm instead of the chest. Letting your belly move as you breathe, filling up and extending as you breathe in, and relaxing back as you breathe out. And so if there was a behavior or emotional healing need that you're working on that came up for you before we started, let that come to mind right now. Maybe it's forgiveness of another person. Let that person come to mind. Maybe it's self-forgiveness. So just let yourself come to mind. Maybe it's an attitude, behavior, something that you feel emotionally gripped onto. Just let it come to the surface and feel in your body the physiological response to that attachment. Maybe you can feel your stomach or torso tightening. Maybe you can feel pressure in your face, your head. Maybe your hands tighten. Just notice that. Notice the effect that it has on you. Since our natural state is peace and calm, it's good to see this contrast and how whatever it is we're holding on to is affecting us. And we're not going to judge that. We're just going to notice it. It's a normal human response. And ultimately, our healing means being at peace with what's on the outside and being at peace on the inside. And we take action from peace instead of this tightness and tension. So just for now, we notice this, any tightness that might be showing up. And just for now, feel your body opening. Give your body permission to open up and let it go, just for now. Doesn't even have to go very far away, but just for now, we're loosening our grip on it. Just notice that opening that is created, even if it doesn't feel very big. Just notice, however big it is, that opening, that release. Just for now, we're going to focus on the opening instead of the tension. And again, the tension may be very close by, and we're just going to let it. But we're going to put that inner attention that we can move from the tension to the opening. Just for now. We focus on the opening, the sense of release. You may notice the tension try to become stronger, hold on tighter. It's okay, that's what it does. But the opening is still there. And what the opening does for us, not only is it giving us a sense of relief from the tension, even if it's very small, it's also letting in light, if you will, or new energy for the new perspective. And we let that as well. And if the tension feels like it's so strong, it's closing up that opening, just notice that. And begin again with allowing, just for now, your mind body system, yourself, to let it go. Opening every cell that of your body that's feeling like it's holding on. Giving those cells permission to let go just for now. Just for now, we're letting go. Just for now. You may notice the mind trying to figure out, okay, well, how is this going to look and what is it going to be like when I let this go? And am I going to be able to let this go? And all of the things that it says, which is just part of the resistance, just part of what's coming up. We'll just notice that, trying to figure out and trying to figure out and trying to picture what it's going to be like. And we just say, I don't know. But just for now, just going to be open and present, and in a little bit of mystery of what that's going to be like. Just whatever it is, it's still better than resistance. It's still better than any kind of emotional pain we might be holding on to. Just for now. And if you're noticing your mind picking back up the emotions or the perspective that you've worked to let go of, it's okay. Notice that. Just say to yourself, it's okay. I'm going to let this go anyway. So just for now, I'm letting it go a little bit more, a little bit more. And now as we begin to ground ourselves again, just let yourself completely turn this over, whatever might be left. And if there's nothing left, that's awesome. Feel that light, that breath of fresh air just moving in and through you. And if there are still pieces hanging on, don't worry about it. Sometimes we're able to release things. Emotional situations can be like Velcro. So sometimes we release them one Velcro hook at a time. That's okay. Sometimes we can pull it off like a Band-Aid and feel that fresh air healing us. But whatever the process, it's our willingness and our commitment to that openness that sees us through the resistance that comes up. And it's going to. With whatever we're working on, even if you're not feeling it today, you might feel it with the next piece that you're working with. It's okay. So just for now, we embrace that, whatever light we were able to experience in this time. And if you're able to continue working with that, or whether it's releasing the resistance or just being in that new energy that moves in and through us as we let something go that no longer serves us. Please do so. And if you need to come back to where you are to start your day, feel your feet on the floor or bottom in your seat, wherever you're sitting. Take a couple of deep breaths. When you're ready, open your eyes if you're ready to go about your day. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful week of working with opening, opening up just a little bit, just for now. Such a great thing to remind ourselves throughout the day, every day. Just for now, I'm not going to go there. Just for now, I'm not going to have the same reaction I've had in the past. Just for now, I'm going to try something different. Just for now, I'm just going to be. So try that out this week. And I'd love to hear from you and how that goes and what your experience is if you feel so moved to share. So have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.